What's up, YouTube? Right, friendly neighborhood tech here. And I appreciate that it's been a long time since I uploaded a video. I know I said I was going to upload that video with the EmulationStation themes. I think that's why there's fucking 15,000 people watch that video. And I'm glad that a lot of people got that set up and actually subscribed to me. I think I hit like 100 subscribers like a month ago or something, which I was not expecting. I was not expecting to get so much like activity on that video. But guys, I fucking appreciate it. Like, I mean, even though 15,000 people watched my video, I think like 100 people subscribed. So that's like what, like 0.15% subscribe rate. But Jesus, I didn't even expect to get that many views on it. Fuck. Anyway, why cheap, right? So this video is actually about how to set up something called HyperPC. Now, the reason I'm doing this video instead is because I've been fucking about with HyperPC a little bit, and I think it's better than EmulationStation. I think it gives you a lot more options. I am going to do the themes video for EmulationStation, but I'll need to kind of set it up again. But yeah, the first thing I want to do is give credit to Arcade Punks and HyperPie, the people that created this user interface, because it's actually very good. The official page on Arcade Punks is where you can get the torrents from, but you're not actually going to be downloading these torrents if you're following this video, because I've actually set it up already. So all these things like the add-ons, the videos, etc., are already in there. The only thing that's not in there is the ROMs and the BIOS files, because I'm not legally able to distribute those. And plus it keeps the download a lot smaller. But now you can run this with the ROMs on your PC, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But another reason I went for this setup is because I'll demonstrate with this shit diagram. So I've got multiple PCs on my network, and I don't have a ton of 8TB drives to run everything off. So what I did was I connected on my NAS, which is connected to my router, but you can connect a hard drive to your router. You can do it however you want to do it. I mapped a drive. So if you do want to do it this way, what you're going to need to do is have a H drive mapped. So as you can see here, HyperPC is actually my NAS, which is running on a different IP address. But to map a drive, I'll just show you really quick. You don't want to add a network location. You want to map an actual drive. So you click map drive, change it to H. It must be H. That's very important. And then just call it HyperPC or whatever you want to call it. If you map it to the root, just make sure it's called HyperPC. If you're not mapping it to the root, just give it. You basically want the path ultimately to be H/HyperPC. Now that's just going to be for your ROM storage. So your massive collection is just going to be stored on that drive. And then what you want to do is on your D drive, because I appreciate it, we're in 2019. Everyone's got like multiple drives on the PC. A lot of people have the C drive with the OS on it and like an extra D drive. If you don't have that, don't worry too much about that, because I can still explain how to get that to work. But for now, if you do have a D drive, you want to create a new folder. So right click, create a new folder. You want to name it HyperPC exactly. So HyperPC, it'll probably ask me to merge it or something because they already exist. So it might not even just let me do it. Yeah, so I'm just going to click no, but you want a nice clean folder called HyperPC. And then this will be blank. So you want to paste your downloaded hyperpc.7zip into there. And once you've done that, you need to have 7-zip installed. I'll do another video of how to install 7-zip. If you don't have it, you literally just go to 7-zip, Google 7-zip, install it, run the executable, and then you should. And once you've installed it, you'll have an extra option when you right-click, which is here. So you right-click here, 7-zip, extract here, guys. You need to extract here because it needs to look exactly like this on the screen. Okay. When it's extracted, it might take a while. and then you should have this, and then you should actually be able to launch that straight off the bat, because this shortcut here points to the graphical user interface that you'll be using. So these are for configuration purposes. I'll cover them later. So let's just launch it straight off the bat, okay? So if you launch it, you'll get a screen that looks like this. Now there's like I said, all the videos and everything's been added. So I'll just show you real quick. So if you can go, you can use your arrow keys to navigate through the menus. So you've got like all your Sega. You go left and right. You can get your Nintendo, your Sega, all that stuff is already set up. Now I'm gonna launch. Let's just show you what it looks like visually. So if I go onto Mega Drive, if you can see here, these are all scraped, and I am actually going to show you how to do that as well. Again, it might be in another video, which won't take as fucking long as it took me the first time, but I will show you how to do that. So the next thing is you come out of that. Again, you won't have all your stuff there. That's just what it's going to look like in the finished product. Okay, so once you've extracted all that and you've mapped your drive, you need to make sure that on your H drive you have your ROMs set in HyperPC ROMs, as you can see here. So this is my ROM collection. Now, the folder names are very important, because it does look to specific locations. Now, the folder locations that I've used are basically the ones that I used for my Raspberry Pi, my Odroid, and all that kind of stuff. I keep it consistent throughout everything. So if I went into Mega Drive like I just showed you, as you can see, all my ROMs are here. Doesn't particularly matter what the format is in, as long as they're in the right place. So for Mega Drive, you'd have HyperPC ROMs Mega Drive, and then for SNES, as another example, you'd have HyperPC ROMs SNES. Now the scraped art, it's pretty particular about that. It needs the art to be in the box art, snap, and wheel folders. So if you go into, for example, Snap, each of my videos for each of the ROMs are actually, they've got the same name as the ROM. Okay, so you just dump them in Snap and it'll read straight from it. So for example, when you scroll over Three Ninjas Kickback, it'll play this video on the screen. So, and that's pretty much how it all works. That's how it all integrates together. Now, when you have extracted everything, there is a couple of things you need to do for it to work, because you will get some errors. Some errors I might not even manage to cover in this video, but please let me know what errors you're getting in the comments, because I do have some fixes for those errors, because I had a fucking ton of errors. Like, it must have took me about an hour to get this up and running properly. But I'm just going to smash through all those different errors that I got as best I can. So the first thing you need to do, once it's extracted, on your D drive, so this is on your PC, you need to go to Rocket Launcher, Media, and then Fonts, and you need to install this font, okay? So you double click it, then click Install. Mine says it's already installed. Do I want to replace it? You would just install it, and then it clicks yeah. Okay, so that'll fix one of your errors. Now, that'll only work after a PC restart, okay? Another error that you might run into is if you're running the ROM on the network like I am, it proper bitched about it when I ran HyperPC as admin. So I actually created a registry fix. Let me just think where I stored that. I'll have to put this in the description because I don't... Oh, do you know what? I've not fucking included it in this. And this is 20% uploaded. This was the big pack that I had, and it's currently uploading. And I didn't put the fucking registry fix in it. So I'll have to upload this separately. I'm so sorry. But yeah, there's a registry fix that you can run. Now, I would recommend not doing the registry fix straight off the bat because you might not need it. But it's basically this here. You double click that and you merge that with your registry. And all that does is, if you decide to run it as admin, it just enables linked connections in your registry. This is literally all it does. I'm not hacking into your PC. It's just one little registry change that it needs to communicate with your NAS. Otherwise, sometimes if you open it, all your content will be exactly where it is and working, but you'll be wondering why the fuck it's not showing up on that. It's because you need to have that registry fix installed. Okay, boom, that's 2. The third thing you need to do is you need to download and install RetroArch. So again, shoutouts to these guys, fucking RetroArch, like saving gamers like me since like fucking whenever it started. But yeah, these guys, honestly, they've done so much work on this, and it's constantly being improved. But you can actually get the latest installer from here. I'll smash that in the description as well. But when you install that, you want to install that to your D drive, okay? So download it. I'll just click the buttons just so it shows you what you're expecting. But here it'll start downloading that, and then when that's downloaded, which it shouldn't take me that long, 20 seconds. Oh, that's good. It means I don't have to fuck about pausing my video and stuff. But yeah, you want to install this directly to your D drive. And I've actually created a folder where you need to install that. Similar to the EmulationStation video, you just got to install it inside the HyperPC folder. And then this is the last thing really that you need to do. So I don't want to install over it because I think I might have changed some configs or something. But yeah, if you click next. And oh no, mine's already installed there. But yeah, you want to install it to HyperPC/emulators/RetroArch. So so you'll be installing it over. And do you know what? Actually, I don't think it will affect you because I don't think I've got it. Oh yeah, I have got it. Oh yeah, of course I've got it. It's fucking running. But yeah, you want to install it to here. So you want to create a RetroArch folder and install it to that, okay? And then that'll give you a clean install of RetroArch, because sometimes if you just copy somebody else's installation of RetroArch, it does fuck things up a little bit, which you've got to be careful about. So I think I decided to let you guys do your own clean install of that. And then the next thing you want to do is, once that's installed, you want to launch RetroArch. So if I launch RetroArch, okay, now you can double click the exit, or I've actually created this here for you conveniently, so you can just double click that, and if you install it to the right location, that shortcut will work perfectly fine. But here you just want to update your RetroArch cores, because there'll probably be some updates by the time you've downloaded this. So it's good to kind of get all the cores yourself. So once this is open, you click load core, and then you basically want to click through all the cores that you want. I just installed them all. So sorry, yeah, you just click that. Fuck. No, you don't. Wait, what? How did I do it? Okay, so I've actually just realised I actually did include the cores for you, because it takes fucking ages to install them all, so I actually blasted all the cores on there for you. But what you can do is, if you wanted to, you can update them. So when you open RetroAsh, you go down to Online Updater, Core Updater, and if you click every single one of these, it will download really swiftly the latest core for each one, and then place it in the same place. No, yeah, sorry about that, guys. I mean, you know what I'm like. I just do these videos in pretty much one fucking take. So, like, I'm not like, Linus Technical Tips, who, like, he's got these, like, perfect, really fucking good, useful videos. I'm just kind of, like, working my way towards that. But yeah, so this is optional. You can update the cores like that. Or you can also update these files here, which is core info files, profiles, cheats, and all that kind of stuff. So if it's been a while from the time I uploaded this video to when you are doing this, I'd probably update these as well, going downwards, but update the assets last. Because when you update assets, that will restart RetroAsh. So if you're halfway downloading all the other shit, it'll kind of crash on you. So, in fact, I'll just show you real quick, because I think it takes a while. Yeah, it does take a while, never mind. But yeah, it will restart RetroArch when you update the assets. Okay, so once you've done all that, if you're choosing to do that, the next thing you want to do is just double check your paths. Make sure all the paths are right. And then you can go ahead and open it. Okay, so if you are trying to run your ROMs locally, what you will need to do is you'll need to edit a few paths, okay? So now I actually typed all this out in a Notepad because I knew I wouldn't remember it all in off the top of my head. So the first thing you need to do is, and this is only if you're not running it from a NAS, okay? It's very important. If you run it from a NAS, launch HyperPC 2 and see if all your shit's there. Oh, one thing as well. When you've done the registry fix, and when you've installed the fonts, and also when you've updated everything RetroArch, reboot your PC. Mainly for the fonts. I think the fonts, you need a PC reboot. And possibly the registry fix if you couldn't get it to run in admin. So reboot your PC. And then once your PC is up and running, you need to go to Okay, so it uses Rocket Launcher for all the configuration. So if you go to Rocket Launcher, settings. Aha, right, okay, so now every single emulator has a config file, which is emulators.ini. Now, I appreciate that editing every single one of those emulators.ini is going to be a pain in the dick. So, that's why we have Intuition. So if you open Notepad, now with Notepad++, you actually have the ability to edit a shit ton of stuff in one fucking swipe, guys. So, remember how in the last video when we edited the XML file and we just mass edited it? Well, this is like another layer of fucking editing, okay? So what we can do is we can do a search here for emulator.ini and it will list every single one of these. Now what you can do is if you highlight all your emulator.inis and then edit with Notepad, now, your PC is going to start running like a bag of spanners while it opens everything. But, can you see here how the ROM path is in every single one of them? We can actually cheat it. So, I don't actually know why it's not in these. But, okay. So, you can actually edit it. So, if you do a file and replace... Have I got all these open, actually? Oh, yeah, they're all here. There's fucking loads of them. Right, okay. So, what we can do is... So, in the same kind of format as the last video, you want to edit this complete line. So, you do... Now, I'm just going to blag this, guys, because I can't remember exactly how to do it off the top of my head. Control F? Oh, yeah, if you do Control F, replace. So, you want to replace that. It's important that you put the entire path in and don't include the last bit, obviously, because you just want to edit every part of all these configs that says HyperPC. You want to edit this to the location where you're storing all your ROMs. So if you're storing it locally, let's say you're storing it on your C drive in ROMs, you can edit it to that. Or if you're keeping the same name convention, you can do HyperPC/ROMs. Now, you'd click replace all in all open documents, and that'll replace every single instance of HyperPC's ROMs, and then that'll change all your emulators to point to the new ROMs folder. Okay, so you click replace in all documents. I'm not going to do that because I have mine stored on the H drive, and then it's imperative that you click save all, which is this icon here. This will be highlighted in blue. Mine's grayed out because I've not made any changes. But if you click save all, that'll save every single configuration file to point to the new ROM location, okay? And then the next thing you need to change, if you're running locally, is your BIOS. So if you go to, where's my fucking thingy? So if you start... Okay, guys, I'm back. Yeah, totally fucking seamless. Like, I didn't have to refer to my cheat sheets or anything. Okay, so that location is D, HyperPC, Emulators, RetroArch, and RetroArch config. Okay, so it's this one you want to edit here. Now, this is where you need to point your BIOSes to, guys. So wherever you've stored all them BIOSes, you need to change this. Or, alternatively, you can store them in the default folder. So this, if I do a find next on that. Oh. Wait a sec. Aha, right, okay. I backward direction ticked. Right. So this is where it looks. This is the path where it looks for your BIOSes automatically, okay? So you just need to edit this to wherever you've got all your BIOS files stored. Like your PSX, I think Game Boy Advance has one. Dreamcast has a shit ton. Yeah, you just got to... So this is where all them are going to be stored, okay? So you can edit this to whatever you want it to be. It's just one, so you don't even need to mess about with find and replace. You just edit this. And while you're at it, you can change stuff like video full screen if you want it to launch in full screen. Is there... Like, I've got mine to false because full screen always fucks my PC up because I've got like a free monitor setup. And then video windowed full screen, you can edit a ton of stuff. But I would just highly recommend that you just edit this and then save it first, okay? So if you're a part of that second collection of people where they want to run ROMs locally, now you can restart and test it. Well, you don't have to. If you've restarted already, you don't have to restart. But if you didn't restart from before, restart it now, your PC, and then you can test it, okay? And like I mentioned before, it will look into for all the art and stuff like that. What am I doing here? ROMs. For all the art, it does look into box art. I can't remember what in fact, let's just open it because I can't even remember what the specific files are. Okay. So I'm just gonna launch that. Jesus fucking Christ, my head's screwed. Right, what am I doing here? D, HyperPC, HyperPC 2. Okay. So yeah, what now in this setup, what you can do is, well, you've got it all set up nicely. If it is showing your ROMs, okay. So let's just go back to Mega Drive because that's what I've been using for it the entire thing. If you hit Tab on your keyboard and then go to, I think it's Emulators. Oh, are you kidding me? It tells you where all your ROM paths are and all your... So you've edited all those by default. So it'll still be looking to your HyperPC for your ROMs, for your box art, your cart art, your marquee, blah, blah, blah. So if you want to mass edit those as well... Aha! I actually didn't do that. So I've not actually rolled that down. Let me just see if I can find it real quick. It should be a similar method to what we did. Actually, it might have even actually edited automatically. It's all done through Rocket Launcher. So the way this whole system works is HyperPy is the visual interface. RetroArch is the actual ROMs themselves, like how you launch the ROMs of the emulators. That's what RetroArch is. That manages your emulators. And then Rocket Launcher, I've added the Rocket Launcher UI. I've actually added a shortcut for you to it. This is basically how the two communicate, I suppose, is the best simplified way of saying it. So all of your stuff like your controller configs and all that stuff, you can actually edit manually through these. So if you go to Sega Mega Drive, for example, in here, there, you can edit the default emulator. And by default, it always looks to RetroArch, but you can use other emulators for this. The games, you can actually do an audit on all the games that it'll recognize. So they all require specific naming conventions. The reason a lot of these are in red is because I've separated the Japanese ones and the green. But if I did an audit on, for example, PlayStation, which I'm pretty sure I've got a lot of the ROMs, they'll all show as green because it does expect a specific naming convention for it to actually be shown. So it's good when you do download a collection of ROMs from wherever it is, just make sure that it's got the default names that came with it. You can still run them anyway, but this little tool, it does look for specific names like that. I've actually got 3 that aren't named correctly, apparently, so you can scroll down here. Anyway, that's not really important for the video. Shows you ROM paths here. This will now, if you open this afterwards at this point, this will be saying the ROM path that you changed it to, because that's what we were mass editing. We was mass editing all the Rocket Launcher configs. You've got key mappers. You can basically just have a fuck about with it all and make sure it's set up to your liking and then run it. And to be honest, I think that's covered everything. Like, I don't think there should be much more to it because it was a preset configured thing for you. So it's not like 15-minute video like the EmulationStation, which I will be doing on with the themes at some point. But I would recommend using, if you can get this up and running, I would recommend using this because you can launch stuff from network storages and stuff like that. You've got a few more options. You might actually be able to do that with EmulationStation. I can't actually remember how I would have to probably just go through the whole setup again. But yeah, guys, another video. Sorry it took me so long to get another video out to you. I hope this was a banger and you actually found it useful. If you didn't, just let me know in the comments because it is good to get feedback. I appreciate there was a lot of positive comments on my last video, but sometimes negative, like, not necessarily negative, but like constructive feedback's really useful because I don't know what's not going to work for you. It's really fucking hard to cover everything. So, but I will go over stuff in depth. If people are having problems, I'll try my best. But that's it. Thanks, guys. I mean, it might take a little bit of work, guys, but when you've got the finished product in front of you, honestly, fucking hell, bitches are gonna want you. Do you know what I mean? All these fucking gaming systems at your disposal. You know, God, I can't wait to, get on fucking Tinder and, get people around for some Crash Bandicoot, and shit like that. But anyway, I'll fucking catch you later. I think the next video, if you got any ideas for the next video, let me know. If you want to know where to download ROMs and stuff from, there's a website called Arcade Punks, which is really useful at giving you that kind of information. So if you just do some research on that website, you'll be able to find out where to get those from. And as I said, if you're ripping them yourself, that's fine because you've got them anyway. But just make sure you store them in this format, like 3DO, Amiga. Like it's got to be in exactly this format. So I'll put a list of all those. I think you'll pretty much know what they are anyway. But I'll put a list of all those. Like for example. By that I mean like Sony PlayStation folders the folder has to be called PSX, and it has to be, it has to be in the format that it's expecting. It's super important. All right, see you later, guys. Catch you in the next video. I hope you find this video useful. It's all from me. Sorry it's been so long, but don't forget to get this for free. Appreciate those who subscribe though, all you guys. Here's something to remember me by. I bang at my own outro. I guess it's a system. There's probably other shit out there that is competition. In case you didn't notice, I've got to go, but let me know if there's somewhere I can get some sort of outro, because I don't know what to do.